Hey everybody, it's Gail, and this is Errata-Hate episode 42, and I wanted to show a book to you today that is called Blueprint Crochet Sweaters. So there was an original Blueprint Crochet book by the same author that I remember flipping through at some point and not grabbing for whatever reason. And then I was kind of going through, like, just looking at patterns on Ravelry, and I saw this photo of this gorgeous dress here, this plaid, and I knew I had to have it. And so I clicked the link to see what else was in this book, and it was a very good fit. So, and fit is actually part of the reason I like it. Haha. So, the point of this book is to give you schematics such as this, and many charts, many stitch pattern charts, which, as we know, I love, such as these. Very nice, clean charts here. And then with that, you can build a sweater that is going to fit to your measurements. And the book does include, a common set of sizes. So this sweater, this dress that I just showed you has 5 different sizes. So small to 2X, which is great. Like, that's a really good range for a crochet book. And so, if those are the measurements you're close to, you can just use those numbers. But the idea is that you can use the schematics and the stitch patterns and where to repeat to build things exactly to your frame, which, as you know, I'm a fan of. And I really think that this is a good book, too, for just learning some nice-looking stitches. So this is the first project. This is a cardigan. And I really like the use of the open work panels with those small closed bits there. I am not a one-button cardigan person. I never have been. But because it's all about customization, I can take these cute sweaters that I think have a lot going for them and just add the parts that I would like to add to them. So for that cardigan, I would add more buttons. For this beautiful piece here, I would add buttons. I also like that there's cabling in this. So this book came out kind of before cables were really all over the place, which they're everywhere now, and I love. But I really like that, you have this beautiful pattern. They call this a shrug, and I don't know why, because it's not. But that's a terminology thing. But I think there's a lot of beautiful pieces. Instructions are very clear. They break it down by the type of construction. So that first one was like kind of that classic piece make sweater, where you're making a front and a back and you're sewing things together. The second half, you're doing top down stuff. I want to take this and turn it into a dress immediately. And so you're working with raglans, which, if you've seen episode 41, I just walked you through like a basic raglan open front sweater. And if you've done the pencil skirt or the shorts that I've made, those use raglan increases. And the thing that I love is this. I think this sweater is just very lovely and dainty. And this is actually raglan, but it's 2 pieces. So you do a front and a back raglan piece and then sew them together, which I never do because laziness, mostly. I like being able to make my sweater all in one piece. The other thing I love about these patterns is they have all these great details. So this sweater here has this flower detail on the collar. I really like the plaid that I showed you, like those nice stripes and contrasting color. And there's a whole section on motifs, which I don't wear motifs as clothing generally, but like I love all the collars. Like, I think that's a gorgeous collar, and I would start with that and then just work my way into a sweater that is more my style. And I felt that way flipping through this whole motif section, which has some phenomenal layout charts, by the way. You can see that they're in different colors. And that was really great to see. I'm looking for one in particular because I just really loved the neckline on it. And it was one of those where, there it is. So I looked at this. And again, the open work is not my thing, but I really love that collar and waistline, especially because I'm high-waisted. And so I would love to take this collar and waistline and then just build a sweater around it. And because it's all about sort of schematics to build things, I think that's going to be really easy to do because they have all the motif layouts. And then they have instructions on doing the collar and the waist. And so I can build the similar size with whatever pattern I want and then attach, whatever neckline I'm looking for. So yeah, I mean, clearly I really like it. I try to only recommend you guys books that I really like. And there's a lot of just very pretty things in it. I think this is lovely. This is closer to like an over sweater. So I would probably wear it with this much sort of open work because that's a good air conditioning at work sweater. That's how I always think about it. I think it's lovely. I think what I really love is this book's a few years old and there's nothing in here that feels dated. It's a lot of, a good silhouette can do a lot, and it's a lot of really good silhouettes with a lot of interesting details, and I think it's a great combination of things. So, Blueprint Crochet sweaters, down in the basement, I will link you to the pattern page on Ravelry so you can see everything. I will also link you to a place to buy the book so that if you decide, it's definitely your bag, you can grab it. As always, if you enjoy what I'm doing here and the books that I'm showing you and all of that, please like, subscribe, share, and consider dropping $1 into my Patreon. And if you have a book that you've been kind of eyeing, let me know because I'm happy to track it down and look at it for you. My library is very good to me, so they probably have it. But I'm going to go, and I will see you guys in 43. I had to check.